In the UK, what we're seeing is that pushback is being driven by firms. So they're cutting down on their spending on DEI recruitment schemes, and particularly those focused on black workers. I've spoken to quite a lot of people in the space, and they're telling me that budgets are dwindling. So one of those groups is the Taylor Bennett Foundation, which operates across the communications landscape but places candidates at firms like HSBC and Santander. And they said that despite seeing an uptick in 2020, actually since 2022, they've seen a 25% downturn in demand. And that downturn is coming specifically from firms in the financial services and professional services space. So there's clearly a rollback of some of the commitments that were made in the wake of George Floyd's murder, and that's being seen across the city landscape.
Which is really interesting because the data suggests, at least on some studies, that you have a more diverse workforce, and that is a boost across the picture in terms of top level as well, in terms of revenues and profits and outcomes for businesses. There's some research, plenty of research into that. So what is behind this shift then?
So what we're seeing is that a lot of firms committed to these schemes in 2020. They committed to increasing the numbers of black talent, but that commitment happened at a very fast pace. And some of the people I spoke to, for example, Mark Lomas, who is the head of culture at Lloyd's of London, said that perhaps those changes came in a bit too quickly and we're now paying the consequences. And so firms have decided to bring in swathes of black talent through recruitment schemes like the 10,000 Black Interns programme, for example, which was the 100 Black Interns programme back in 2020. They're bringing in this talent, but they haven't actually adjusted their culture to do that yet. And we're seeing really the effect of that in attrition rates. So at a senior level, we see in UK law firms, for example, black talent is 4 times more likely to leave than their white counterparts. And we see that they are leaving the city before reaching its top ranks. And what a lot of employees who I spoke to who wanted to have their identities protected in most cases, what they're saying to me is they're coming in and then there's this feeling of abandonment without the support that they need to progress their career to those upper echelons.